Hello, welcome to the July Health Summit. This is Robert Bolden, Life Transform. So glad you're here. If you're new to the summit, we do this every month. It is our way to really share our own holistic health journeys with all of you all in a community setting. We feel like my experiences, Alana's experiences, Russell's experiences are all valuable. If we speak them out, we just can't keep them to ourselves. So what we try to do is jump on here once a month and have this health summit where we can share some of our aha moments, some of the things that have impacted our lives, with the hope that it will impact other people's lives. My disclaimer to start every health summit is we're not doctors per se. Some of us have letters behind our names for various reasons, but really that's not what it's all about. We're just a community of people who are for each other, don't judge each other, are in harmony with one another. And we want to share things in community and co-collaborate and do all those sorts of things. If you're joining us live, you will be able to post questions in the Q&A, and one of our panelists will be able to answer those. If they can't, we'll wait and get the answer from the person that can best answer those questions. So Russell, take it away.
Let's think about what it would be like for us to have a future code. We like to have a code. So as he said, my name is Russell Shaw, and I work with Life Transform and with the Neuroencoding Institute. And this is a course that I teach from there. One of 12. This is module 8 called the Future Code. And the thing about it is, I want you to realize, what does it take to have purpose and vision in order for you to move forward? And a lot of times it requires thinking about what is in my future. It only makes sense that we should try and look at what we want for the future. Where am I moving from where I am today to the future that I want? Am I sitting still? Am I in this place and I'm not sure where I want to get to? Am I allowing my past to keep me and hold me where I'm at? Imagine there's a future that you want out there, and you've allowed stuff to keep you from it. You've allowed people to talk you out of it. You've talked yourself out of it. All these different things that happen in your life have kept you from moving in the future you want, so that you can find that purpose and vision that you have. You know what? I've done the same thing. I can't tell you how many things I've talked myself out of. Think about the things you want and the ones that you've allowed yourself to talk yourself out of. And so the future code, whenever I heard about the future code, whenever I was going through this, it's like, well, I've tried stuff like this before and it didn't really work for me that well. Well, now I'm going to give you some steps and some things to do that are really simple. And if you'll employ them, you will actually see yourself moving to the future you want. And so here we go. Let's get started into the first one of these, the future code. It only makes sense, future code, thinking about what we want. So many times whenever we're thinking about what we want, we get anxious. We kind of get confused about what it is we're going. And those things really get in the way of us moving to the future. And it's one of the things that keeps us from it. Think about this. Here's a question for you. When you're asked to think about your future, what comes to mind? So what is it that comes to mind? When you think about your future, where am I going? What does it come to mind? Now, the second question, how do you currently feel about your future? How do you feel about it? Are you excited about it? Do you kind of get the sweats and nervous palms, and your stomach kind of rolls a little bit and thinking about, oh, I'm not sure I want to move into this with you, Russell. I'm not sure I'm really excited about this thing called the future. And I can understand that. It can be a little bit strange to try and move into the future. It started at the very beginning. This thing was up here in my way. Let's think about it. Do you look forward to your future? So many times we don't look forward to a future. Think about it. Can be a huge motivator for some people. Now I'm thinking about, how do I change the habits I need? I'm going to change some habits that are keeping me from the future I want. And they're going to add up to the goals. Then for others, it's stress. Their life is filled with doubt, unsure where they're going. We have this thing called self-doubt. We procrastinate. We hesitate. We don't really see our future as what we really think it should be. We got fear of failure, fear of rejection from our friends. These are all things that happen to us that keep us from moving into the future that we want. So let's take a look at what it means to enjoy moving into the future, because so many times it's hard for us. And here's the good news, right? You can program your brain to think positively about your future. If you know what your purpose and your vision is, a lot of times we have that idea, but then, to move forward into that positivity, that future we want, can be a little intimidating for us, because we've gotten used to talking ourselves out of it. We have, I failed at this before. I don't think I'll try that again. Oh, you know what? You know what your friends say, or I don't know the right people. I don't have the right timing's not right. You can always think of a reason not to do it. And I'll tell you what, if you run out of reasons not to, call me. I'll give you some more. But if you want to move into the future, call me and I'll help you do that. because I would love to see you move into that future you want. So let's talk about dreams versus visions. Because, you know, we have these dreams, we have these visions. So let's take a look at the difference between the two. A dream, you know, you go to bed at night and you have a dream, you wake up and it was a good dream. You know, I can't remember everything about it, but boy, I like that dream. Of course, now if you have the nightmare, you know, you hope you had some hay to give the horse, because it's kind of scary. You know, you don't want to be caught unready if you have a nightmare. But the thing about it is, whenever we have a dream, it's temporary. It doesn't really stick with us that long. Dreams can be very general, and the thoughts and those things that move us forward. But then a vision, here's what a vision is. A vision survives with repetition. You see, we get started on that vision. We think about what it is we want, and we go over it over and over again. A vision is a dream that's visited over and over again with emotional intensity. Emotional intensity. Whenever we get our emotion involved in the things we want, we see things moving forward. We see this emotional intensity become more of a vision for us whenever we allow that to work in us. It activates our nervous system. Oh, we get excited about it if you don't talk yourself out of it. But we're not doing that anymore. We're not talking ourselves out of our dreams anymore. We're going to talk ourselves into it. Because if we get our nervous system going and we're excited about it, what happens? Well, you start to feel good about it. And here's what happens next. There's some magic that goes along with this. You know, as you're taking a look at this, what is your vision? You know, we're trying to get you to think about it in a little more detail. And so you maybe on another sheet of paper, you write down, what is my vision? So see your vision on paper. It speaks to you whenever you write it out, whenever you take some time and it begins to draw clarity. So many times, you know, you write the vision out and it's like, well, that isn't really what I wanted. That's okay. You can do it over again. Every time you write your vision out, you create more clarity so that you can see it more effectively. You have an imagination. God gave you an imagination, and he gave it to you for a lot of reasons, but one of them is to see your vision and to feel it and to understand it. He wants us to have that emotion. He wants us to feel that. He wants us to have that emotional intensity. And our imagination, right? The mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's imaginative. So if we can imagine it and really see it, then our vision starts to move in that direction that we want. So what is your vision? The next thing is get your body involved. That's right. So many times we have this vision, you know, we sit down and write it on, but we don't get ourselves involved. We don't get our body involved. But our body responds to excitement. So the brain runs this program inside our nervous system that says, oh, let's do something. You know, even if it's just pat yourself on the back, say, yes, I did a good job. You know, put your hand over there, pat yourself and say, yes, I did a good job. I got this going. But it enables us to transition our vision into goals outside of ourselves. And then with this belief, and the vision is who we are and influences how we see other people and the world around us. You hear that? Who I am, the people around me and the world around us. Because whenever we start to put those things together, it really brings us to who we really are. And so it makes the hard stuff easier. Don't you love it whenever you can make the hard stuff easier? Let me tell you something. So many times we create our own problems because we try to make things too difficult. We don't take and slow down and take a look at it. We don't realize that once we have the imagination of what it is, and once we write our vision, God, that idea came from God. Let me tell you something. That idea came from God. And let me tell you what's going to happen. If God gives you an idea, he will resource you for it. And if all those excuses that you have, well, I don't have the money, I don't know the people, I don't know the education, all these things that you're saying you don't have, you will start to put together. But only if you take the time and look at where it is you're going, what it is that you want. You've got to allow your imagination to work. And so the next thing you need to do is hone in, be more specific. You know, envision that you're in a restaurant. You ever go to a restaurant and it's just so noisy that you just can't hardly hear the person across from you, can't hardly think? Sometimes that's the way our dreams are. Sometimes we have all these different dreams and they're coming to us and they're muffled and they're drowned out by all the other sounds that's going on. So think about it. Here you are in this restaurant. You hear all these voices and you can't really make out any of them. Every now and then you'll catch a word here and a word there. Your dreams kind of the same way. Whenever you have all these dreams, but you don't hone in on any of them to be more specific, then you've got them all coming in. Believe me, you take some time to spend with God alone, take it and use some time in meditation. Slow down, listen to what God has to tell you, because what I just said before, God will resource you. So take a look at that. I hope this makes sense to you. Take and say yes. I want you to say yes to yourself. Yes, this is making sense. And so don't allow your dreams to become muffled out by all these. Maybe you use a vision board, and there's nothing wrong with vision boards. Vision boards can be very helpful. The problem with some people's vision boards is there's so many things on there. It goes back to that restaurant where there's so many different voices. If your vision board has all your visions on it, and you've got like 8 visions on this vision board, which one are you working on? If you like using a vision board, I suggest that you make it smaller and put all your visions on there. Put the one and then figure out which one's the most effective, which one's the most important. Whenever I coach, one of the things that I do is I go through the 5 major areas of their life, and I say, and then as we're going through, they'll say that this one's bothering them or that one's bothering them, and we'll figure out which one's going to be the most effective for them to start to bring their life into where they want it to be. And if you work on those big rocks, then all those other ones a lot of times aren't quite as hard. So you may want to redo your vision board, take it and put things in types of an order. Because listen, you can only think of 2 or 3 things at one time. You only think on them very, very well. But really, our mind likes only one, just one. We get all 2 or 3, still a little bit noisy. You know as well as I do, when 2 or 3 people talking, oh, stop, I can't hear you, I can't understand you. One voice is what you need. One vision is what you need. Not that those others aren't important, but work on them one at a time. Because as you do that, your focus becomes your reality. That's what's so neat about doing this, and then focusing and keeping it highlighted and working on that. Each goal needs dedicated attention. Each vision board needs your time specifically in order to greet what you want. But remember, which vision board, I'm kind of thinking about it as different vision boards or different files or however you want to put it. Each one of those needs your attention in some specific way. So reframe the way you're looking at things. Organize your files, organize your vision boards. And last of all, 4 things you need to do. All right, you need to write these down. You need to see it, you need to say it, you need to move it, you need to praise it or prove it. What I mean by see it is envision what it is you want. Use your imagination. What is it that you want 6 months from now, a year from now? Do you absolutely know what it is? Say it out loud. Begin to write it down. Begin to put it on a piece of paper. Write out each step. Create all those goals. Move it. Create a time space for each one. Okay, then I'm going to have this at this time, this at that time. And it's okay if you don't hit that. So many times people say, well, I didn't hit my goal. But let me tell you something. You probably will hit 80 to 90% of it. If you hadn't made that goal, you would not be there. So praise, last thing, praise for what you do as you're moving forward. Praise yourself for each little step that you make. Put time in. This is the proof. Whenever you praise it, your mind says, oh yes, I like that. It's like, that's one of the things that makes it easier for us to move into it. You can be dragged, kicking and screaming into your future, or you can be pulled gently. I want you to be pulled gently. These are the things you need to do to be pulled gently into the future so that you can find your purpose and vision for life. God already has it there. You just need to take some time and figure it out. Thank you so much for being here. And we got the Miss Elena coming up. She's going to wow you with some really wonderful information.
Thank you, Russell. Thank you, Russell, for sharing. That was some really good information. And so I'm going to talk about our purpose challenge of July 2023 coming up. It is starting Monday, July 10th. I am going to talk a little bit about basically what community means to me. Robert's going to dig more into exactly what the purpose challenge is all about and give you more details there. But the purpose challenge is something that we do twice a year, and it digs into our community. And so I wanted to share today why community is important to me. So why is community important just in general? So some of the things that you see here: support and belonging, collaboration and cooperation, personal growth and empowerment. Support is a big, huge thing for community. And I think it's a good way to come together, share ideas, share our struggles, share our dreams with each other, help each other figure out ways to grow, ways to start new businesses, ways to get, more absorbed into the community overall. And personal growth and empowerment, that has been huge for me. When I first joined Life Transformed, I have grown leaps and bounds since then. And so I believe personal growth and empowerment are two of the major components. So that leads into why community is important to me. And so it's, like I said, a pillar of support, connection, and growth in my life. Those are the main things for me that have been monumental in my growing and becoming better and moving more towards my big dream. The support that is there with everyone that we encounter, everyone in our community. It's just a way to just go to when you're having a bad day, or you need help with an issue, or you need collaboration with other people. It's just a space that you can go to, and that everyone's not going to judge you, and everyone's in harmony, and we all just are for each other. So I believe in the power of community to shape and transform individuals and society as a whole. As we all know, I believe, especially through the pandemic, is where a lot of people talk about that. And a lot of people did struggle during that time and isolated. And isolation is not good. It puts you in a space of just kind of, being in a little cave and not wanting to branch out and not wanting to dream or set your goals. And it's okay to be there for a day or two, but I believe my passion is that being out in community can really transform your life on a bigger scale. So being around like-minded individuals who share similar values, interests, and goals, and a place to find understanding, empathy, and encouragement. And I really love this verse, Hebrews 10:24-25. It says, "Let us consider how we may spur one another on towards love and good deeds, not giving up meeting together as some are in the habit of doing, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day approaching." And that just sums up community for me right there. It is just being able to cheer each other on. It says spur each other on, and towards love. That's what we were created for, and good deeds. And that is how I personally want to live my life, is just being around like-minded individuals and helping those that are in a place where I used to be in my life, which was not in a good place, and helping them to grow through community and to see the power of it. So for me, it is just number one to be in a community of any type. Like, at least I feel like once a week being in a community, even if you join a mastermind or a book study or something like that. Our community is an awesome place. We have lots of masterminds, and you'll find out more about that during our purpose challenge and ways to get connected. So some other things, lifelong friendships, support. Again, the support is huge. It empowers me to make a positive impact and gain new perspectives. So gain new perspectives. I know back in my fixed mindset days, sometimes I still struggle with other people's perspectives, but I'm getting a lot better at it these days. So just being able to see, kind of have an open mind, and having an open mind doesn't mean not still leaning into your values and your beliefs. So you can have an open mind and still have your main values and not stray from that, but just being open to hearing other people's perspectives in life and what you have going on with your big dream. Someone may give you a perspective about it that you're like, oh my gosh, that changed everything for me. And for me, I just love hearing other people's perspectives on all types of things that we share. So that was a big one for me when I was thinking about what community means, and empowers me to make a positive impact. So for me, that is to make a positive impact in the world. And as a believer, I believe that our impact in the world is just kingdom driven, and everything that we do should be towards that. And so I want to make a positive impact, even if it's just one little thing that I do that I change in my life that can be positive and lead others in the right direction. So those are my main things. So in conclusion, community is important to me because it provides support, it nurtures personal growth, and empowers me to make a difference. It is through community that I find connection, inspiration, and the opportunity to contribute my unique gifts to the world. And with the purpose challenge, once again, Robert's going to talk more about that, but you will, I don't know why that picture's there. That's okay. He's going to talk more about, how to register, what it's going to look like, but I will be presenting in the physical body and the mindset area. I am a mindset leader with Life Transformed. I would give you the QR code, but I have a photo on top of my QR code right now. So I'm not sure why, but I know Robert has one that he's going to share. So you'll be able to scan that and register. I am the mindset leader, like I said, with Life Transformed, and I'm also a personal trainer and a certified nutrition specialist. So I'm going to be talking on nutrition and mindset for the purpose challenge. So I hope you'll join me. I have some exciting action sheets for you to take away after the challenge, and it's going to be a really good time and an awesome learning experience. So I'm going to turn it over to Robert now so you can get all the deets.
Thank you, Alana, and thank you, Russell. I am so excited about being able to hang out with people like Russell and Alana. Russell's been a longtime contributor to Life Transform, Alana as well. So I'm going to jump right in. Here we go. So as Alana said, I'm going to give you some more details on the purpose challenge. It was so cool. Russell talked about vision and purpose, and that's what our purpose challenge is all about. We do this, as Alana said, twice a year, where we have this purpose challenge, and it's designed to add value to you. It's like a give first model. You're going to walk away. It's 7 days, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Monday. And each day we'll be covering a different topic area, and you'll have action sheets. So you'll be able to walk away from this challenge with your vision and purpose articulated, thought through, written out, ready to go. You would have taken action against that vision and purpose, and you're going to have an opportunity to amplify that vision and purpose in our community, because we're going to give you an amazing offer at the end of the challenge. So how to be health is what I titled this presentation, Your Gateway to Freedom. We believe at Life Transformed that the one problem we're all faced with is isolation, as Alana talked about. Even though we're more connected than at any point in history, we're also more isolated. So our mission at Life Transformed is help people go from isolation to community, where we believe the next step beyond is freedom. The topics for my talk tonight are going to be purpose, vision, isolation, the solution, and then some amazing bonuses that we're going to be offering along the way. When you join our challenge, you'll be eligible for those bonuses, and I'll tell you more about that in a little bit. Everything starts with purpose, and I believe the best way to approach health is deep within your soul. It's easy to look at health and just look at the physical body piece of health, but really it starts, when you join Life Transformed, for example, we take you right into the mindset area. That's the foundational area that you go into, because it does start with mindset and within your soul. So your soul is what I believe and what I've come to know. Your soul is where your desires are. It is kind of the desires of your senses, which you can see, touch, feel. Oh, and your soul is always wanting to satisfy itself with the world, with the stuff that we see, or as it says in the Bible, with the flesh. That's what the soul is. So it's very, very important that you get your soul aligned, right? The health of your soul is so important. Bible talks about the fact that you have to guard your heart because what you let into your heart comes out of your mouth, it's your actions, and it feeds your soul. So it's so important that you let the right stuff in. And that's why we do these purpose challenges every 6 months. Every 6 months for people. This is our gateway to joining our community. So it always starts with what is your purpose. And if you're going to get into the challenge and you're going to be able to identify, we've got exercises for you to identify what your purpose is. And we're going to have you go deep on that. It isn't something that's surface level. You really have to go deep to get in there. And we know how to do that. We have the how to. Okay, the second part, vision and why that's necessary. Okay, so you have your purpose, but your vision, as Russell talked about, that's what drives you. What drives you to, in the middle of the night, you wake up and you're excited about tomorrow because, man, you're excited about your vision. It is that, I always say it's your God-sized big dream. Whenever I talk to people, I say, what is your big dream? And most of the times I get blank stares, but sometimes I'll get a big dream. And then I'll ask the person to amplify it 10 times it, God size it, whatever term you want to use, because your vision has to be big. Listen, I believe that we all want to be part of something bigger than us. John Maxwell talks about there's nothing great that ever happened with one. So I think it's imperative that you're part of a community. You need a team around you for whatever it is you're doing. Because if you try to do it on your own, yeah, you're going to make progress. You may go faster, but you're not going to go deeper and you're not going to have the kind of impact that I believe God designed you for. So that's why vision is necessary. And that's where your passion comes in. Your purpose isn't necessarily passionate, but boy, your vision is passionate. If you're sharing your vision with somebody, you just see the passion coming out in people, right? Because that's where the passion is. It's in the vision. So that's why the vision piece is so necessary. Okay. I love this. This is Proverbs 3:7-8. Love the way Alana put a verse in the middle of her presentation, and I'm right with her. Do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and shun evil. This will bring health to your body and nourishment to your bones. Look at that. We talked about health, and I love this proverb. Don't be wise in your own eyes. That's why it is so important to be a part of a community. You need people around you that are going to help you shun evil. They're going to help you discern what isn't good for you and your mind, your mindset, your brain, all of those things. So do not be wise in your own eyes. I always tell our team, if I ever do anything because I think it's a good idea, just slap me. Right? Because I can act with boldness and courageously in Jesus, in God, not in Robert. It's not about me. I can't be wise in my own eyes. And that is the, if you look at our world and what's going on in our world today, we have a lot of that. We have a lot of ego going on and people being wise in their own eyes. So this just gives you a flavor for what our community is all about. We are truly all about serving the kingdom and serving each other, because that's the key. Whoever is least among us serves each other. We serve each other to lift everybody up. Isolation epidemic. Okay, we actually at Life Transform, we came through this whole quest of ours, isolation to community, came about even before the pandemic. And then the pandemic came and it just fit. People would say, well, did you guys do this because of the pandemic? I'm like, nope. This was a vision God gave us way before the pandemic. And here are some symptoms. I've done all the research and it just shows we have an isolation epidemic going on in the world. Disease is up, obesity is up, aggressive behavior is a cause of is a symptom of isolation. Lethargy, I always say that the wrong way. What is it? Lethargy is a symptom. Insomnia, or sleeping too much or sleeping too little. That is a symptom of isolation. Memory loss, poor self-care. unfulfilling connections with friends and family. And that's where our community really jumps in. We've got an online community that you can access 24/7, 7 days a week. You can throw something in our community page. If, as Alana said, if you're struggling with something or you've got a question, jump in there. People are going to respond. They're going to interact with you. That is the power of community, is to be able to do that. Those of you who go to church, these are general statements now, but the church, I believe, has a lot of room for growth in terms of really serving as that community. You know, what happens outside of Sunday? That's the void Life Transformed wants to fill. You know, we, like Alana said, we do masterminds, we do Q&As, we do a Wee Wednesday, we do all kinds of things. We do Communitude every night, 8:47. We jump on a Zoom call and everybody talks about what they're grateful for. It's a wonderful way to live and thrive within community. All right, here's a little bit about what we are all about.
We are more connected today than any time in history, yet more isolated than ever. The reason? Lack of awareness, distractedness, denial, social isolation, the true epidemic. The solution? Life Transformed. A community for you. Of harmony, of no judgment. God. Live with purpose. Today. Every day. Forever. Isolation to community. Global community. 24/7. Personal growth. Collaboration. Freedom.
All right, so the challenge. This is where we're going to share with you how you can become a part of our community, like Russell and Alana and several others are. The challenge is a give first model. So what you're going to experience over those 7 days are different people presenting in the 5 major purpose areas, which are physical body, mindset, love relationships, spiritual, and gifts, time and treasure. So you're going to get vision and purpose in each of those areas, and you're going to get action sheets. So you're going to actually be adding or creating value for yourself, and we will add value to you throughout this challenge. And at the end of the challenge, we are going to ask for your permission to give you an offer to join our community. So if we've done a good job, if you're like, wow, these guys did, and these gals, they did allow me to gain some value. I want to become a part of Life Transformed, and there'll never be better opportunities than there are during the challenge. We'll have limited opportunities to join during the challenge, and they'll never be seen again at the same level. So again, the challenge outcomes, you're going to have your purpose defined, your vision created, you're going to have taken action, in each of the purpose areas that I just shared with you, and you'll know your way forward. What should I do? You'll be able to engage with us in the community to take your vision and your purpose and amplify it. Believe me, in community, you're going to be able to amplify your vision much, much quicker than you would if you did it in isolation. I can give you countless examples of people who, by sharing their vision within community, we all step up to help them and offer our gifts and our, encouragement and all of those things. So it's just a great environment to be a part of. And we have bonuses. So if you join our community on the challenge, and if you're on live, it's going to be 10 a.m. Eastern every other day, 10 a.m. to 11:30. Prizes including Tune, Axio, Brain, Protandem, and several others. But you have to be on live to be able to get access to those things. So I'm going to show you a video just so you have an understanding of what our giveaways are going to be in this challenge.
What does it mean to be in tune? To sound just right. What does it mean to be finely tuned? To operate like a sophisticated machine, efficient, optimal, high performance. We are connected to the earth. We soak up its energy. And when we're outdoors with little influence from man-made pollution, when we are in nature, we are more in tune with Earth's own electromagnetic frequency, which interestingly is the same frequency at which our brain and body exist at their best. Sadly, that's not the reality we're used to today. Too much stress, poor diet, environmental toxins, and lack of sleep have become inescapable problems of modern life. To make matters worse, the recent exponential upsurge in technology usage is slowly grinding us down. According to Statista, worldwide smartphone subscriptions are predicted to hit 6.6 billion in 2022. By 2027, this number is expected to rise to 7.7 billion. This technological surge wears and tears your body, causing it to become out of tune. Our Wi-Fi routers, smart meters, and 5G wireless transmitters fill the air with microwave radiation. In fact, there's even radiation leaking from all the electrical wirings in your home. You're exposed to 1 quintillion times more radiation compared to 10 years ago. At this rate, many predict this number will soar over the next decade as modern technology takes greater hold, leaving you and your family even more exposed to the adverse effects of EMFs. Our eyes might not be able to detect these harmful electromagnetic fields, but they're here, swarming around us, bouncing off walls, interacting with our skin and cells. What does that mean for your health? At the cellular levels, your body is electric. Cells in your body communicate using microscopic electric signaling. This is how your nervous system functions. Slight changes in the polarization of your cells can lead to significant chemical changes in your body. More studies are starting to confirm that electromagnetic fields can indeed cause a number of health problems, including electromagnetic hypersensitivity, EHS, a phenomenon characterized by the appearance of symptoms after exposure to electromagnetic fields. Such symptoms include heating of body tissues and cells, increased free radical production in your body, chronic fatigue, headaches, brain fog, and heightened anxiety. That's not all. The International Agency for Research on Cancer has recently classified radio electromagnetic fields as Category 2B, potentially carcinogenic. With further scientific research being published every month on EMF's impact on our health, one of the best things you can do for your family is to limit EMF exposure whenever possible. How? Introducing Tune, new biohacking enhancement technology from Bella Vita. Your best bet against EMFs. Tune is a state-of-the-art wearable biohack designed to help protect your body from all that electro smog swarming around you. Just place your Tune pendant around your neck, in your pocket, on your bedside table, or anywhere near you to reduce exposure from cellular signals, rogue EMFs, Wi-Fi radiation, and even fifth-generation wireless radiation. Designed to bring balance and harmony to your mind and body. Bella Vita's biohacking enhancement technology integrates the best of the latest scientific advancements and the fundamental principles of nature in a synergistic combination that, while subtle, can definitely be felt. Tune, along with Bella Vita's other amazing, innovative biohacking solutions, complement one another to help you stay finely tuned and perform at your best.
Right. So that is this little dealie right here, over $300 value. That's going to be one of our gifts. So that is it. So all those products I showed you, plus many more, we're going to be able to offer you as part of the challenge, little bonus gifts along the way if you're engaged. Here's how you can join. This is a QR code here. Scan that right now. If you're watching on video or watching live, it'll take you right to the site. Look for 2023 July Challenge, and you will be able to register. Again, you can register for free, join us on the challenge, and you can get, you'll get the recordings if you can't join live that particular day. And I assure you, you're going to have great value along the way. So I think that wraps us up for tonight. Alana, Russell, do you have anything to say in closing? All right. Well, thank you so much, and we'll see you live on the challenge. Take care.